Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes roster review. So today we've got Mini Date Akiko from Guild The Lads. We've got 501st in Arena and we've got Negotiator in Fleet Arena. So a bit like the two roster reviews I've done so far, check them out by the way in the playlist up in the top right corner. We are going to actually just go and have a quick look at the roster in general, and then we are going to look at some things that Date himself has actually mentioned to me in his comment. So let's just start with that. So, as we've already seen, he's got General Skywalker at Relic 7. We've got a Relic 7 Darth Vader, so with the recent nerf that's come out, I can't help but be wondering if that's one that you might be regretting a little bit. Darth Vader will probably still do some good in some minor matches now, if you like, non-GL encounters, but still, I can't help but wonder if the lack of GL counter ability is weighing on your mind a bit there. As we can see, we've also got JKR, we've got Crew and Hux, we've got Sith Trooper, some pretty big tunes. We've got Shaq and the Clones. The one I saw that wasn't built was Ark. Nasty Basties at Relic 2. We've got Padme at Gear 12, okay. Well done for getting your General Skywalker with Gear 12, Padme. General Grievous at Relic 2. B1 at Relic 2. We've got a C-3PO at Gear 11, so once again, well done with the gas event there. Relic 3 Magna, okay. Gear 12, Jedi Knight Anakin, sorry, I saw Fulcrum just lurking in the corner of my eye then. But yeah, Gear 12 Annie, that's a bit like my Temin account, so I can understand that, you just got to wait for that big push to relics. Similarly, we've got Grandmaster Yoda at Gear 11, I'm getting vibes here from Temin. CLS at, I believe that's Gear 8, I think. My gear, no, I really need to study up on my gears. That looks like an 8 to me because I can't see the full line there. So I'm going to say it's 8. If it's 9, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so we've got 11 on Chirpa, 11 on Paplu. Any other Vader Bears geared up? They always interest me. Alright, so I'm going to stop there. I'm just going to quickly look through the factions, just see how they are as groups. So, a bit like what I said, all of them are built up reasonably well, up to the point of Arc Trooper, who's just sort of lagging behind at Gear 12. I say reasonably well just in the sense that, as far as the actual relic levels, they aren't all Relic 7, but they'll probably be suitable for Squad Arena for whatever your purposes are. I don't know personally about the cam mission. I suspect you might need a few more Relic levels for the cam mission. I tend to hear Relic 5 as a nice sweet spot, but then again it also comes down to mods, so let's just have a quick look at your mods just for that purpose. Okay, I can't say I know the cam mission mod sets too well, but I can have a little glance as far as what you've got on. So, if anything, this is your arena team, so protection just shy of 100k, teeny weeny bit of tenacity. How is your defense? That looks pretty good. 72, that seems like a nice number. What have you actually modded for? You've got speed on your arrow, you've got protection on your triangle, you've got protection on your cross, and on your circle. So, protection modding, I'm going to say I can't disagree with that. I'm leaning myself, I haven't done it yet, but I am leaning towards going more defense orientated. The downside of that is that when you use tactical awareness, it doesn't spread defense, it'll only spread max protection. So that is the downside to that. However, there's a bit of me that just thinks if I can make 5s more defense modded, he might just survive a little bit longer. But I haven't committed to the idea yet. Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, Rex, how are we looking with Rexy? 288. Go and say that's respectable, that. I'll admit I've gone quite overboard on my Temin account. I've gone for 320 odd speed on my Rex just purely because I like the idea of knowing you'll be the first out. But 288, that's more than fine. To be honest, if I had to drop my Rex's speed down just to make sure another tune was faster, I would do it. So 288, that's more than fine. Honestly, I don't feel the need to look at any of the other secondaries because speed for me is the priority with Rex, so we're going to move on. Echo, I'm going to just skip over as well for the simple fact that the main thing I look for there is damage, and to be honest, at Relic 3 you're guaranteed some good damage, even if maybe it's not what you need for cam, you're going to get some good damage. And Arc again, gear 12, maybe just a little bit below the rest, so it's a bit hard to judge. When it's at Relic, I'd imagine you'd need good speed on it, maybe just a little bit behind Rex, I think we're looking at, but again, it's not far behind, I imagine. Let's actually have a look. Let's just have a quick glance, because you have got your dot mods on. 257 with 100 set, so yeah. It's not going to be right behind Rex, I would imagine, but it's probably not far behind either. So I'd say at gear 12 it's a good little mod, that, or at least a good set if you like. Okay, I am moving on because I don't want to be spending too long going through your roster, but, well, cursory roster should I say, but yeah, you've got Bad Batch, you've got one Zatron, bit of gear. I suppose it's alright for a Batwall team if you want someone triple over it, but nothing too heavily invested. Okay, we'll move on. Bounty Hunters. We've got Relic 3, Bosk. I love that. Gear 12 Boba. With the Executor coming out, I'm thinking to myself about not Gear 8, Relic 8 Boba, and that is quite the heavy investment, so yeah, sorry, that just brought that back to me, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, Boba. Yeah, as far as the rest of what I can see, nice to see that Grief and Mando have got some gear. Obviously stars would be better, but if you can't afford the time to give it to them, by all means no big issue right now, because that looks to me like gear 8. So you've obviously got Mando's contract if that's the case, so you're doing some good there. So we will move on. Okay, so we've already looked at your clones, so I'm going to skip on to your droids. And I did get a sneak peek of them when I was looking at it before for the when I was just looking through your roster in general. So it looks like you've got a nice GG team. Not much above Relic. Well, actually, I haven't got one above Relic 5, but I still think that's something that will trip people up. You've also got the option, I believe, of doing T3 in there. So that is also something I've seen in GA defenses before. I wouldn't say it worked well, just for the fact that T3 would probably have to be geared up a little bit, just so you've got a bit of extra speed. But I do see that option from time to time. The other one I see is BB. So you've got some options there as far as... Well, you couldn't use BB yet, but T3, if you wanted to, say, use Droidic or elsewhere, the Newt team, for instance, you've got flexible options, so I kind of like that. Alright, let's move down to the Empire. Okay, so we've got Relic 7 on Vader and Palpatine. Okay. 4-star Piet. I'm going to say I've been in them shoes myself, so I get that. Similar with Gideon. Thrawn looks a little bit sad down there. I mean, I'm looking at your GP 4 mil. It's like, yeah, Thrawn, I'm guessing, is one of them tunes you want to invest in, but you just haven't had the time. To have him at 7-star and only gear 9. I'm curious on your thoughts there, because, yeah, it really does feel a bit of a shame. We'll move on, though. Your Ewoks. So you've got Zetas on Chirper and Paplu, and then gear 11 on Logray, Wicket and Alder. So yeah, that just screams to me you did what you did to get C-3PO. I can completely understand that. Yeah, I'm quite happy leaving it there, but Ewoks right now are amusing me. I don't really know why. I think it's because I'm building them and it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just curious if anyone's found some good use out of them. Okay, Kylo Ren on Mast 7, Kylo Ren 7, Hux 5, Sith Trooper 5, First Order Officer 5, First Order Stormtrooper 5, Executioner 5, Special Forces TIE Pilot 3. Ooh, you're 1 piece off a Relic Phasma. And then you're 5 off TIE Pilot. So you're doing really well with your SLKR farm. Right now, it's very hard to say anything as far as what you know, how far off you are, because I'm thinking you've got your 7-star Palpatine. So I'm going to move on temporarily, just so we can have a look at Han in good time. But I will look back to this. We will look back to it. So Galactic Republic, we've had a look at a few of these. I don't think I looked at your Shack, so let's have a look there. How fast is your Shacky? 289. Alright, you're 289, that's not bad. I'm going to say, I think... I think mine might be 288, so you're 1 speed faster. Let's have a look. I can't see anything too big here as far as like something that makes me go, ooh, we haven't got this. But I love Plo. Build Plo up. I will be telling anyone that if they've got a pretty chunky roster, get Plo in the Jedi team. R2, I'm a bit surprised he's that low, but I suppose you haven't had a need for him at this point, so yeah, a little bit of a shame. R2, he doesn't always have the best uses, but I find him someone you can just throw into some teams, so yeah, a bit of a shame he isn't more built up. Alright, let's go Geos. Alright, we've got a Zeta on Brood Alpha. Let's see, we've got Gear 11s across the board. I am curious if that's getting you Watch Shards. Just general query that for the fact that I do like to know these things, for the simple fact if someone in my guild were to say, can I do it with Gear 10 Brood Alpha and Gear 11 Geos, it'd be nice to be able to say, yeah, I've seen that, that works. So any feedback there, I would appreciate knowing. Okay, your troopers, let's just see how they are right now. And again, you did ask about your troopers, so we'll come back to them in more detail, but I'm seeing Veer Zeta, Piet Double Zeta, and no other Zetas as far as Dark Trooper, Stark, or Gideon. I could mention Trooper and Stormtrooper there as well, but we'll leave them pair. So, yeah, the way I see it right now, I will look in more depth in a moment, but right now I'd say you've got a Imperial Trooper team that could take out some Night Sisters that are maybe Gear 12, maybe, yeah, I'd say Gear 12 would be a safe bet. So, yeah, you've got a pretty safe team, shall we call it. It's not like a supercharged one, but it's still going to do some pretty good stuff, like maybe back-wall teams that are maybe a bit underpowered, or just maybe some front-wall teams that are a bit underpowered. Okay, we'll move on to Jedi. What Jedi have you got? So, we've already seen Gas, JKR. We'll say that I didn't look at your JKR in detail, so let's have a quick look there. What speed are we rocking? 298. 298 without speed sets, that's good. I say I do like seeing that, and yeah, I think you've got a nice little build there. So yeah, I can't really add much more there. Getting that speed without speed sets, well done. But yeah, as far as that, I don't really want to go in more detail on your Jedi as far as what you've got. I've already made me a little joke about Plo, but I think you could maybe benefit from just building up Jolie a little bit. I know it's something that on my Temin account, my main account, I'm going to have to do at some point, because Jolie just makes that JKR team tick. But as far as what you've got options, so just keep rocking. Alright, Mandalorians, anything here? Not a lot. Not a lot, I'll be honest. Bowen, Armourer, bit anemic. Django, just we've seen him from the Bounty Hunters, he'll be doing you good. Candy at Gear 12. Yeah, I'm not going to expect to see Mandos on your defense. Sisters, anything here? We've got Relic 3 Asajj, Gear 10 Daka, 9 on Spirit, 10 on Zombie, and I think that's 8 on Talzin. So yeah, you could do some stuff with that. I mean, Talzin lead wouldn't work effectively. I mean, you would have to put the Great Mother Zeta on. But you've got some stuff you can rock there. I mean, I suppose you could try and do Asajj lead. Have you got Asajj Rampage Zeta? Yeah, so you would need to put a lead on Night Sister Swiftness, or the Great Mother to actually get the team functioning a bit. But I bet if you did Talzin Zeta lead, I bet you could actually get a nice little Geo counter or something out of that. So, yeah, I'm actually curious what your thoughts are on your sisters. Okay, Old Republic, we've got a rough idea of what's going on here. Yeah, we've got pretty much everything built up to what you needed for the Revens, so we'll move on. Phoenix, yeah, again, pretty much what you expect, whatever you needed to get thrown, so once again, we will move on. Okay, so if I am right, you were asking about CLS, so we will go into more detail here down the line. I'm seeing echoes of myself here, though, with Fulcrum. I did build up Fulcrum very early on my Temin account, and she was like a stopgap while I got 3PO. So, yeah, my Fulcrum's been like that, just kind of stuck at Gear 12 for the longest time, and I don't really want to do much with her, because she hasn't really got much use. But I can't help but look at her and think she needs a good home. So, I'm curious what you're doing with her. Maybe 3PO's got a different home, maybe he goes with Padme or something. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. We'll come back to more detail, as I said. Resistance, anything here? Not really, not really. Saying that, build up Scav, get some stars on Finn. You've got a good shot at the event. You just, oh, hang on, and I missed Vet Chewie as well. So, okay, you'd have a long way to go with Vet Chewie, but you're not a million miles away. I mean, one character you just need to work on, and well, granted, you got to work on Rey as well, but Okay, so two characters and a bit of stars on Finn. I wouldn't say you're miles away, let's say that. If you said to yourself you want to go for it, you could. But from what you've told me, it doesn't seem to be a priority right now. Okay, let's just carry on a minute. I'm going to skip Scoundrels because they... Oh, hang on. Yeah, we need Scoundrels for that arm. How's he looking? Oh, why am I asking that? We've already got him. He was on the last page and I completely forgot. So yeah, he's 6-star, gear 11. I had a dopey moment then. But yeah, so as far as your SLKR requirements, you're not far off there as well. I assume you're getting close then based on the star there. Yeah, you just needed 2 more, didn't you? Phasma and was it the TIE Pilot? So yeah, very, very close. The only thing I could really add there is when you, I'm assuming you'll reply to the video, just let me know how far off you actually are, because I can't imagine you're going to be too far off getting to the event at this rate, so good luck when you do the event. Yeah, you Vet Smuggler, he obviously needs gear 12 and Relics, but you're not a million miles away, I'd say, within the next couple of weeks, quite easily. So yeah, I'm just carrying on a minute. You've got a 5-star Wat Tambul, you've got a Nuke Gunray 7-star Zeta, Dooku Zeta. Alright, I'm going to say not much more I want to add there, but like I say, some good stuff. We'll just stop and pause at B1 a moment. I'm going to say, only thing I'll probably look here for, but what speed and offense? 224 speed, 6,812 offense. Okay, you got potency mods. What are your potency on it? 97. Okay. Assuming you've actually deliberately gone for potency, that's not a bad idea for the target locks. Personally, I go for offense. You know, I try and prioritize offense. I think my B1 at Rally 5 is about 8-9k offense, but about the similar speed. So that is my preference, but I can understand the logic going potency. So I don't know if that's a deliberate modding strategy or if maybe you've just put some mods on. Again, just let me know. Okay, so we are done nearly. We're going to go to the Sith. So we talked about Vader, we talked about Palp, you've got your Darth Revan, Sith Trooper, BSF, and you've got 6-star Malak. I'll ask there, how is your get to grind go? Oh, sorry, get grind, not get to grind. For the missing star. I mean, having Malak at this point, it feels very awkward, I'd imagine. I had mine at that level for a while. Feels like a million years ago at this point, but yeah, I think the bottom line at this point, just build for protection, just don't worry about offense, tenacity and speed, that kind of stuff. Just make sure he's got protection so when he taunts, he's doing his job. Honestly, that's kind of why I tend to leave one of the Zetas off. I think it might be Norin Terra, yeah. I would advise leaving Norin Terra off if you've only got a gear 11 Malak. Just for that simple reason. You'll gain taunt whenever someone gains shock or fear. So if you can leave the Zeta off, I believe that is the Zeta upgrade offhand. Yeah, it just means that, yes, he'll be taunting less, he's not as much of a tank, but if you've got someone like Sith Empire Trooper in the team, it just means that Malak's got more chance of building up stacks of, what's it called, Dark Infusion. There we go. So, yeah, that'd be my logic. This is just general advice for anyone watching this, but yeah, Norin Terra, I would choose to leave it if I hadn't got the get built up. Okay, so we are going to move back on. We've got Sith Empire, which is just basically me saying, how's your HK? HK is gear 12, and you've got a gear, I think again, 8 Sith Empire Trooper. So, little bits of work to do there. I suppose it depends how you're thinking with your Sith Empire right now. I mean, I didn't have a look, but what's your speed on DR and BSF? 304 on DR. And what's your BSF rocking? How nasty's your basti? 265. Okay, so BSF could be a little bit quicker. I mean, if we just go deeper into these mods, you've got 15 there. You've got speed per armory, good. 11 there. That's a teeny weeny bit low for a 6-dot, but we can just move past that. 10 there, a little bit slow again. 14, 12. So yeah, general rule of thumb I've been taught to go with, if you like. Don't 6-dot anything that's lower than 13, just for the fact that it's harder then to roll it. But I can kind of understand why you'd do it, just to try and buffer up a bit, just get as much speed for even those +1s. So I can kind of get it. What I would say, I also recognise as well, from what I've seen of your roster, maybe Sith Empire isn't your top modding priority if you compare it to, say, 501st. And you've even got your First Order well built at this point, so I can understand maybe if you're thinking, alright, I can afford to put some better mods elsewhere. Okay, so I'm quite happy leaving that. So we're going to go loop back around, like I said. Let's have a look at your First Order again. Oop, went Fleet Commander then. Okay, so the comment I had, or at least the notes I wrote down, was that at 4 million, you're looking to go for SLKR, which we can see here, and you want to then have a quick look at your CLS and your troopers. You're thinking maybe going for one or the other, I'm assuming. Okay, so what I would say here, let's have a look at the mods a little bit in depth. I'm not going to go through each one of them just because, like, does anyone really know how to build a TIE pilot up? But, yeah, let's have a look at crew, for instance. So, yeah, we've got speed, crit chance. Crit chance isn't bad with the crew lead as far as he gets crit damage from the lead. Defense is something I am really trying to focus on right now, especially when they've been talking about ignores armor, ignores defense being taken away. So if you see something with defense right now, do not sell it. That would be my biggest advice to anyone. Especially with a number like that, that seems like something that could really roll nice. So yeah, I think that's got potential to be a really nice mod with rolls, because you've got 2 on that, so the best you could get it really is on the 4th roll would be 18. You'd be very lucky if you got 19, but from 18 you can still get 23 with 2 good 5 rolls. So yeah, I would say you've got a potentially good mod there. You don't really want speed as much on crew anyway, but I'm just thinking like if you did want to roll it. So yeah, we're just talking here. Protection, potency. You don't really need potency on crew. It's not bad for landing tenacity down, but can I just check that? Is there a... It can be avoided, I believe. Yeah, so it's not the worst thing in that sense, but I still wouldn't mod for it because Halt doesn't need potency, so yeah, I think that's the best thing there. You've got 4 rolls on defense. That is fantastic. So yeah, absolutely fantastic roll that. Let's see, we've got defense there again. I'm really liking that. Health, a bit of potency again, and not really needed, but not the worst thing. And speed. So yeah, some interesting stuff there. Where health primary, defense, tenacity, speed, potency. Yeah, I mean, again, I've been saying it. I like the defense. I think that's good. You've got teensy weensy bit of speed to keep him a little bit fast. If I was to nitpick, which is something that I do try and do just as far as trying to advise people what I would do to improve, if you could get a defense primary, that would be better in my view. But that is debatable. I mean, I'm looking here, you did get a speed arrow. So what I believe the target should be, I'm just going to skip the final 2 mods a moment. Let's have a look at your armor. 69.8. So I'm looking at my SLKR team on Crimson, and my guildmates, I was asking for advice and opinions, and they were saying aim for 72%. 72 upwards is a good goal. So how I'd be viewing it for you, you've got health primary here, you've got a nice bit of defense in both the percentage and the base number. Let's have a look at your circle again. Nice base model defense, base number defense. But what I would advise, try and get some defense in your primaries. It might seem weird, but you don't really need the speed primary here. I mean, the speed secondary there is great. I mean, offhand, I can't actually remember what the defense primary role is. I'll try and put it on screen just for anyone who, say, if anyone commenting about it, but it could be a case that it'd be better still having a defense primary if it is higher than 10.75, which I suspect it will be. I mean, we've got 20 here, so I would imagine it's 20 there as well. So just think, if you can bump it up by another 10%, or just under 10%, it is probably worth it to get to that 72% armor goal. So something to consider, because don't forget, if you get a good defense mod, you still want speed secondaries on the arrow. So you're not exactly trading it off, you're probably just dropping your speed a little bit to get more armor. Again, these mods here, in principle, I don't disagree with health. I would advise, as far as crew, go for protection over health. If you're talking about SLKR teams anyway, if you're just talking right now, health isn't bad. But personally, I do like protection. I have not seen anyone argue strongly saying you shouldn't put health in. So I'm not going to say health is wrong, but I do think defense sets, if you go for defense primaries, they're not bad, even protection primaries. I just think they have that little something extra over just our health mods right now. So that would be the advice I give to you. What I would say, none of this is bad. I think using it, you're not going to be in a bad spot. I mean, you've got 105k health. That is not bad. I want to emphasize that. It's more a case of if you were to move forward and try and improve what your Kylo Ren en masse does for your teams, I would say prioritize defense and prioritize armor. They're just the two things I would say, but don't believe I'm coming at you with some negativity there. Alright, let's have a look at hooks. Okay, I'm liking the look of those mods just from the colours. They're pretty. Let's see, we've got 17 speed, so that looks nice. A little bit of health protection, crit chance. We've got a speed arrow again. We've got offense, tenacity, crit chance, and defense. Defense, obviously, for the primary. Crit chance, health, speed, tenacity. Some nice. It feels like there's some nice secondaries here, I will say. Protection, speed, defense, crit chance, protection. Health, protection, health, defense, speed. Very nice there. And tenacity, crit chance, defense, protection, and very nice speed there. Well done on getting that 5 roll in the end there. So, what I will say, and again, I am looking towards the SLKR aspect of all this. One thing that I'm trying out right now, and something that It's Just Ian sort of recommended a while ago, so it's been lurking at the back of my mind. The primary on general hooks. If you need it, speed primary works. By all means, I did it for quite a while. And just looking 298, you may need it yourself. However, I've been able to sacrifice my speed arrow for a crit avoidance arrow, and I'm still just over 300 speed, so I'm still got a pretty fast general hooks because of it. But the advantage I get is that it just bumps this mastery stat. So right now at Relic 5, your crit avoidance is at 7.5%. So it doesn't take much to work it out that when you get the arrow, you go up to 42.5%. Now, there is a fair argument, which I completely respect, that under SLKR, with his lead, you can't get crit. I do respect that. What I would argue, just to counter it, one, having the crit avoidance arrow, it gives you options if you don't want to use hooks with SLKR in Grand Arena, Territory Wars, etc. But also, there is just that element that, just supposing you get your hooks gets buff immunity, or something like that in an arena battle. It just means that for that one turn, there is a possibility you won't get crit. Whereas if you haven't got the crit avoidance, you're just relying on that raw 7.5%. So, what I will say, I don't expect any of this to convince someone to not go for a speed arrow. But it is something that maybe a bit like how when I heard what It's Just Ian's argument was, maybe it just gives you a bit of food for thought to experiment. So, I will leave that there. But as far as the mods, I mean, I'm proud of you getting that 26. I think that's a great speed roll as far as, you know, getting it all the way to 6A. You've got to get some good rolls, so well done there. As far as the rest, I'm seeing one potential good roll there from 2 remaining. Little bit unlucky there, I've got to say it. Little bit unlucky. I think you've rolled that one as far as you can really go. I mean, I just wouldn't risk that. I wouldn't risk it for gold. Yeah, there you've got potential for 20, 21, 22, maybe? So, yeah, you've got a chance. I'm not sure I would roll it, but you've got a chance. And then if we're looking at the final one, yeah, you've got one potential good roll there. You couldn't get 5 rolls, sadly, but the thing is, we don't know if they're going to do 7-dot mods at some point. So how I would view it, I wouldn't be against rolling that to 6A, because you don't know if 7E to A will come out one day. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so 2 of the key players there. Let's have a look at your Sith Trooper. Alright, we're going to slightly neglect what you've got just for the fact that I'm going to have a little stab in the dark. You've not modded with SLK on mind at this point, which is understandable. You haven't got him. But let's just have a look at what your stats are right now. So, pretty understandable that you don't really need speed with Sith Trooper. He attacks out of turn that much. That really you just need him to... You need him to have offense. You've got the crit damage, which is nice, especially when you're not dealing with SLKR in the team, i.e. you can crit. 7,912 damage seems respectable, again with the mod sets you've got. So yeah, I would look at this and say your Sith Trooper's looking quite good. I've already hinted at it. When you mod for SLKR, my advice would be do mod for crit damage, don't ignore it, but try and mod for offense as well. That might sound a bit contradictory, but just think about it this way. In mirror matches, when the opposition has got advantage, you cannot crit that team. However, if you can get rid of the advantage, you will be able to crit them, and then if you can get your Sith Trooper to do some decent damage, the crit damage will amplify it. So that would be my logic, just don't neglect it purely thinking, oh, I don't need it, because Sith Trooper can always make use out of it. Okay, I'm trying to think, who am I missing out of the SLKR team? Oh yeah, First Order Stormtrooper, let's have a quick look how you've got him. Return Fire, great Zeta for those teams, do not neglect it. Again, it's one of those that, I wouldn't say it's a mandatory Zeta, but if you're thinking about ones that you should get, it is on the list. So, if you get a Zeta spare, pop it on him. As far as what you've got, we've got a little bit of speed, bit of defense, bit of health, nice. Crit avoidance, alright, nice to see that. Bit of protection as well, bit of health, okay. Wasn't expecting that, I will say. Wasn't expecting speed really either, but I wasn't expecting crit avoidance. Bit of speed there, bit of defense, protection, okay. Defense mod, okay. 14 speed, alright. Okay, I'm liking this, some nice stats there, okay. Protection, speed, protection, defense, lovely, lovely. And then we've got protection primary, speed, protection, defense. Okay, I'm liking it. What numbers have we got? 91k protection, that looks nice. Speed, not the biggest, but not the most important either. How's your armour? Ooh, just shy of 72. Just shy. So, honestly, we've done great there with First Order Stormtrooper. Crit avoidance? I wouldn't say it's the worst thing by any stretch, just for the fact that crit avoidance, honestly, like I've said with hooks, it can come in handy. I mean, I think my primary on my arrow on Crimson is a defense mod. It might be a protection mod, I cannot remember offhand. Either way though, make use of it. You know, crit avoidance, it's not going to hurt. Yeah, I really like the look of this mod set already. Let's just have a look at that purple one. Yeah, if you could roll that defense a bit more, you would probably be at the golden spot. Plus you've got mods here that you could roll a little bit. So, I wouldn't roll that one personally, the triangle. But, let's see. Yeah, I think the circle's probably the best one to roll. Just so you can roll that defense, but if you roll protection, if you rolled speed, it wouldn't be bad. The one you don't want is the crit chance, because arguably that won't do a lot. But, yeah, you've got 3 potential good rolls there, plus a protection bump wouldn't hurt. So, if you can get that to 6E, you've got a good chance there. But yeah, I'm recognising I'm over 30 minutes already, so I want to try and try and speed up a little bit, because I do want to touch your Rebels, and what was the other one you said? You wanted to look at Imperial Troopers as well. Okay, we've got speed, we've got potency. They're the priorities for 3PO. What have you got for me? 242, 90% potency. Potency looks good. Obviously, it could be better. The goal's always 100, same as any potency goal, really. But 90, not shabby at all. 242 speed, you're going to get 20 from 3PO's protocol droid unique. So, yeah, you're about 262. He's not going to be a slouch. So, nice mods. I'm going to just try and not look in specific mods themselves right now, just for the fact that I want to try and speed up a little bit. But, yeah, I'm looking at it and thinking, that looks good with 3PO. Okay, all tenacity on CLS. Okay, that's something I've never seen. For that reason, I'm going to have to go into it because the gear level's going to confuse me a little bit as far as what the stats are. So let's just see what you're rocking. Bit of tenacity there, bit of speed. Speed primary. Okay, you're not putting a lot of offense in by the looks of it. Yeah, not a lot of offense. I'm curious what you would say about the modding here. Maybe this is something that you're working on? I mean, I agree with tenacity primary on CLS. I'm not against that. They're the first offense stats I've seen, I think. I mean, Am I wrong there? Oh, there was the offense primary there. I did neglect that. Apologies there. Speed. Yeah, I wouldn't feel that comfortable with this, let's say. I don't know if your strategy is to try and not need learn control, because learn control, if I'm right, does give tenacity when it's got his Zeta. But yeah, I'm a little bit confused. I will hold my hands up there. CLS is a great offensive toon, so, you know, he's not like, say, Horn levels of offense, but, you know, look at his mastery. Crit chance, crit damage. Modding for tenacity, it isn't the best long-term strategy. So, again, maybe you've just thrown mods at me. I honestly couldn't know, but like I said, just tell me your thoughts here. Like I say, I know you were thinking about CLS, so maybe you've just tried it. Let's have a look at Horn. Crit damage and crit chance. Okay. Again, I'm just going to have a quick glance, just see how you're rocking. 211. I'm going to say, I always think you don't need much speed on Horn unless you plan to do mirror matches. So, 211, no complaints there. What else we got? Teeny weeny bit of damage there, bit of crit chance. Any offense in the secondaries, a little bit there. We've got offense percentage there. Offense. Offense primary, okay, fair enough. We've got no offense again. Yeah, it's going to be the trickiest thing with all of these, just trying to get bits of offense into your mods. A toon like Horn really benefits from it, so yeah, it's something that, besides speed, you know, you're always looking for your speed rolls, you're always looking for your offense rolls as well, so keep an eye out for them, because someone like Horn, CLS, they benefit from it. Okay, so Chewbacca. We've got offense primaries, bit of offense and speed. We've got offense primary. We've got a bit of speed and offense there. Speed, crit chance and offense primary. Offense speed. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to be funny there. 3 speed on a yellow. Maybe not the best mod keep, but saying that, I'll take that word back actually. 142 offense. Yeah, you could probably rock that somewhere. I don't know if it'd be better on Horn actually, because Horn can benefit from less speed, whereas Chewie tends to need to be a little quick. He doesn't need speed mods, but you could do with fast mods. And yeah, offense there, fair enough. Offense secondary as well, just lacking a bit of speed. That would be the general thing I'd say here. 34 from mods, that is a bit low. He doesn't need to be super fast, you don't need him at like 300, anything crazy, but just a little bit so that when he's... Because Chewbacca tends to be the target, he'll be the target for stuns, dazes, all the debuffs. If you can get a bit of speed onto him, it just means that if he's dazed, for instance, or stunned, he'll get out of it quicker. As far as that as well, tenacity is sometimes a good mod to apply to him. So, for instance, you've got offense and crit chance, you could probably afford to go offense and tenacity. So, yeah, again, just things to keep in mind. I mean, remember, and this advice to anyone, remember that with guard, he does increase crit chance for Horn as well, so you can afford to take some crit chance off Horn, apply it to elsewhere if you need to. So I thought I'd just show that while it was on screen. Okay, final one that usually goes in a 3PO team nowadays is 3PO and Chewie, 4-star no Zeta, and not a lot of gear, so I'm not going to touch on him, but general modding for 3PO and Chewie, speed, and then really just whatever you've got spare. I don't even know offhand what I'm using, but it could be health. Hang on, let me go on my account very quickly. Let's just have a quick look. Packs, wonderful. We all love packs. Nope, wrong Chewie. Here we go, what am I rocking? Tenacity and speed, yeah. So, the way I see it, speed is a priority in my opinion. I mean, what's mine rocking at now? 303. Simple reason being, quicker you get out, you can use Shine Distraction, or if it's a small team, you can get Chewie's Rage out. So, the quicker he gets out, the better chance you have of controlling the battle more. So, that is my logic behind it. I know you're a bit further away from 3PO and Chewie, so it's why I'm not particularly looking at what you've got, but like I say, I am just going to advise what you should go for. Okay, so I am going to just do the final thing now, Imperial Troopers. Again, I'm just keeping an eye on the time I've been recording, because I don't want this to be like a feature-length film. But yeah, your Imperial Troopers, I'm looking a bit like what I said before. You do seem to have a team that can maybe take out some teams that aren't based on turn meters. So Night Sisters came to mind, but the other one that pops in my head is Bounty Hunters. If they haven't got a Mandalorian Zeta, they aren't going to gain a lot of TM. So how I view it, let's have a look at what you've got. I'm just looking at stats, like I said, with CLS, 222 speed. That's pretty good for Veers. He doesn't need a lot of speed. Usually Veers is one of the last to take a turn in a well-modded imp team. What's your Piet rocking? 259. If I saw right, that was gear 11. Yeah, that's gear 11, so Piet's doing good there for that gear level. What? Stark doesn't seem as well built. 244. Could do with a little bit more speed, but maybe that's just because I've always prioritised Stark. I mean, yeah, you've got Stark a bit slower than Piet. It does work, but I don't know. The way I see it, right, the imp team as we see nowadays that most people use, it's Veers, Piet, Gideon, Dark Trooper, and Stark. Maybe Range Trooper comes in for, I think it's Stark. But yeah, Veers, Piet, Gideon are the mainstays. Dark usually is in there as well. So you do have options as far as if you want to prioritise Stark for speed or not. If you're thinking of using Death Trooper and Shore Trooper, they're certainly not bad. They make Shore Trooper's a great all-round tank, and Death Trooper's great with his AoE. But yeah, as far as right now, you could probably use these 5. It would probably do some good work against those types of teams I've mentioned. But yeah, you probably need to invest a bit more. I mean, when you think, if you do intend to build your Imperial Troopers up, Gideon can get up to 320 speed without a lot of effort. Stark, from my own experience, can get to 290 quite comfortably. And then, I haven't built Piet high enough, I will admit, but I know he gets to quite high speeds quite easily. And Veers, he brings up the rear. Him and either Death Trooper, Dark Trooper, Range, they're usually the last 2 take turns from what I've seen. So, yeah, how I view it, I'm curious what you want to build with the Imperials, because right now, I wouldn't say you're close to it, because you really need Gideon, and you need Piet. So, from what you had, if I was just to go back to your Rebels, your Rebel faction looks closer. You would need to farm 3PO and Chewie. Currently 4 stars, you would need to just get those 3 stars on him, and then obviously the gear for all 5 of them. But I think that might be the easier choice for you if you were to prioritise one over the other. However, I will say both are great teams. I absolutely love using Imperial Troopers, and CLS is my main on this account, as you saw. So yeah, honestly, I am curious what you're thinking, because yeah, I can have easily advise you to build both, but I wouldn't advise you to build both, because I do always tell people focus on one team, and I'm not going to betray that just because I love both. But yeah, as far as your roster goes in general, I've enjoyed looking through it. You've had some very good mods, you've had some very good tunes built up and some good teams. One thing I haven't looked at before I go, ships. Let's see, so I'm going to go by power just because we've probably got a few weird ones, just from events and whatnot. 7-star Negotiator, well done on that. You got Rex and Umbar and Starfighter built up, so nicely done there. Ahsoka's built up. Anything else? We've got the BTR Y-Wing. Good Negotiator fleet by the looks of it. Don't think I've got any concerns there. Plo's just bringing up the rear. Build your Plo! Anyone who doesn't know what I'm like with Plo, they think I'm a weirdo hearing that. But yeah, have you got your finalizer? I never looked at that. Let's have a quick glance. Yep, you got the finalizer at 4-star. Hopefully you go and get your 5th-star soon. I saw your arena position, it didn't look that great, so I understand crystal income may be a little bit tricky. Let's just go back a moment. Your 25th in Fleet Arena, so there is a possibility that you could catch up every now and again, trying to boost your crystal income via Fleet. Maybe get some of those packs from the store that just give you finalizer shards. I know the cost I had to do myself on my free-to-play account, and god, that hurt having to spend, I think it was it 1,000 crystals or 2,000? I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, they hurt to buy. But maybe you can hoard a little bit, just get that finalizer 5-star in time. But yeah, general review, I've liked what I've seen. I wish you well with your first order farm because you're nearly there. I mean, hopefully in a month's time or so you'll be coming back to me telling you've got your SLKR unlocked. Even if your ultimate's still in the works, hopefully I'll be hearing about the unlock and you've done well. But yeah, I've enjoyed looking through it, so good luck with the rest of your gaming. As for the rest of you, I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you want to review yourself, leave your ally code in the comments with any other details that you think are important to the review. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed, folks, and I will see you in another roster review. Bye for now, folks.